Well, from Peter Pan, which is like clap if you believe, I'm believing in taxes. Yeah, they're coming. They're just death and taxes and Peter Pan. So tell me what's going on. Are people still have time to get their taxes done, I hope?
They do, yes, till April 15th.
I got mine done.
All right, good.
Good job.
Excellent.
Yep. I hit that send button and it went.
Very good.
Yeah.
So you e-filed.
I e-filed. Aren't you supposed to e-file, kind of?
That's the fastest way, and it's the most secure. Goes
Yeah.
right into your checking or savings account.
Okay.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah,
it was
good.
easy. So
Nice.
you are with the Cash Coalition or United Way, and what are you promoting today?
Today we're promoting a bunch of different things, actually.
We're going to be talking
We're
disabilities
going to be
as
talking
well.
disability. One thing that's coming up soon, right here in Schenectady, actually on this Thursday, over at Ellis
I saw
Medical
that.
on McClellan Street, we're going to have a media event with Assembly Member Santabarbara,
Yeah.
and also a representative from Ellis Hospital, from Union College. We're going to have some students that do taxes at a site that Union sponsors all season, and also members of the Cash Coalition of the United Way. So
That is a VITA site as well.
correct.
Yeah. So you'll be having the media event, and people can go and kind of find out what's going on with that. Is
Right,
that it?
yep.
So,
Yep, people can come. Assembly Member Santabarbara is going to speak. The representatives from the different organizations are going to speak just about what Cash and VITA are and why they're important to the community and how you can get your taxes done still before April 15th.
Wonderful, wonderful. I hope they film that. They better film that. Yeah, right.
We're
Why
hoping.
not?
We're hoping so.
That's why it's called media. Yes.
Exactly.
And now disabilities. If
Yes.
you have some disability, now we always know, are you blind? Check that one off.
Right.
But what about the others?
Well, there's a lot of information about disabilities this year from IRS. There's some new information on the IRS website, the irs.gov. Number of forms and publications are accessible. They're in Braille, they're in large print, and the IRS is really making a big effort to get a lot more materials in the hands of the tax preparers, the taxpayers, and individuals with disabilities so they can find out the information and get what they need to know about tax credits, and all of that.
Well, we know about blindness because that seems
Blind
to be it's always
standard.
been like at the top of the thing, that they always say that. But there are other disabilities. So what other disabilities are we looking at, and what kind of in a tax credit you need to be working to get a tax credit, right? The earned tax.
You do. Yes. You have to have an earned income to file taxes.
Right.
Of course. You have to have a documented disability at some point. It should have occurred before 22, and there's a definite description and definition on the IRS website of what they accept as a disability. So if you are, for example, receiving supports and services and already are on Medicaid waiver in New York State and get services from Office of People with Developmental Disabilities, for example, or Access VR or vocational rehabilitation, those individuals will automatically be able to get tax credits.
Okay, and that's what is a tax credit? Is that something that comes off the bottom line, or is that something that comes off? Where does that come off of?
Well, it can come off the bottom line. It can be credit for different things that you pay out for. There are
okay.
That you have medical expenses.
Okay.
For example, some of the slides that I brought today give you those publications that you can go to. There's a great one that covers all of the publications, Living and Working with Disabilities. And in there, it talks about all of the different kinds of things, impairment-related work expenses, save your receipts. We talk about that
Always
every
save
year,
your receipts, yeah.
to document exactly what it costs you to go to work. Any kind of modifications, any kind of personal care assistance, all of that is tax deductible.
And people, unless you're aware of that, you don't probably keep those records very easily. You pick up something that you need and you don't do it. Now we've shown, I don't know, has Greg shown some of the, we're talking about the Cash Coalition. We'll just kind of run through some of the slides here to make sure that everybody's aware of what, that's kind of.
That's our mission.
Yeah, your mission, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And here's the IRS website that I talked about, and forms and pubs, basically. Pubs are publications.
Yeah. Yep. And they're very good. I love to go there.
And the accessible PDF, I talked about the Braille and the large print, but the accessible PDF means you can get a PDF format and then get your own level of accessibility on that PDF format, which is very exciting, and IRS has done a lot of work with alternative
They're
media.
trying to be friendlier.
Much friendlier. And
here's
the
beat down their
pub,
poor reputation.
Living and Working with Disabilities, and that outlines all of the other publications. There are 15 different publications now this year that are right on the website.
Are they easy to read?
They are, actually, because they're large font, and I'm so happy. It's good. Well, it's good for taxpayers.
Everybody,
Everybody. It's good for everybody.
Yeah.
The earned income tax credit, of course, everybody
That we
can
just
get
talked
that,
about, yeah.
but that's important.
But you have to have
well.
an income.
Yes. You have to have earned
Not
income.
dividends and interest. It has to be
Correct.
an earned income.
Earned income,
Yeah.
correct. And that's it. And then we have...
You've been awfully quiet over there. We're just letting you sit there and
Just hang.
hear.
One thing that it will lead into what David's talking about today too is the myfreetaxes.com, the website that really is wonderful. You can be at home in your pajamas and do your taxes. Which
What
really
better way to
is
do your
nice.
taxes?
Well, it's nice for a lot of people that can't get out to a
Yeah,
site, for
yeah.
example.
Especially
and
when it
it's
snows,
free.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly, when it's
If you don't
snowing,
wanna leave.
accessibility issues and those sorts of things. It's wonderful. And you can call for assistance. IRS is on there, standing by.
Yeah, and
we'll
they're very
give you
helpful. They really
assistance.
are, you know.
Yeah.
I think they've tried to be a gentler and kinder organization, and certainly working with United Way and like Circles of Mercy. They've been working with them, and the VITA programs. I mean, these are all organizations that are not, you know, they're not the government. They're finding community volunteers to help, because we all know that there's nothing that strikes more fear in your heart, well, other than you're being audited, but having to do your taxes, you know. And if you do your taxes properly, then auditing should not be a big deal.
Right.
And that's really important to do that as well. I know that we showed a lot of the websites that are available in the My Free Taxes. Why don't you tell them one more time about that?
So My Free Taxes is basically an alternative to getting your taxes done at a tax site like Melinda spoke of. You can do it online, anytime, home, wherever there's internet access. The big difference with My Free Taxes as compared to a regular VITA site is that My Free Taxes allows the taxpayer to be empowered by going through their return question by question. It's set up in an interview format, so they essentially ask you, did you work this year? Did you receive a W-2 from your employer? And they go through all the steps, so it's not just, here's your 1040, go fill it out.
Now, do they have the forms there that as you fill it in, it fills in all the forms?
Correct.
Are you kidding? This is like free?
It's free as long as you make no more than $60,000. And if
Okay.
you come to the end and you find out that you made more than $60,000, they'll tell you, okay, you're above our threshold, but you can still complete your return. They'll just charge a small fee for filing the return.
I see.
It's a partnership with H&R Block,
Okay, all right.
United Way Worldwide, and NDI, a number of organizations that
Yeah,
have helped to put this
yeah.
together.
It's really good.
Walmart
It's
Foundation.
really now. So 60,000. Now, can you have donations on that too, or I mean, is this where there's? Is it like it's not an easy form that you
Nope.
just fill it out?
You can have donations. You can do itemized deductions. It's just as long as you have.
Because I
less than
pay tax,
$60,000.
house taxes, or all that
Property
all go on
tax,
there.
mortgage interest.
Yeah.
It can all go in there.
That all goes on there. That's
Correct.
really good to know. So it's myfreetaxes.com.
Correct.
Not .gov, but it's
Not
com.
gov.com.
And you're partnering with H&R Block, or not you, but it's been partnered with them.
H&R
for the
Block,
software.
correct.
That's
Walmart
part of it.
Foundation, like I said, NDI, United Way Worldwide. They've all come together to get the software up and running, and then to do promotion across the country. And
See, it's important because, I mean, like I said, you know, the idea of having to do your taxes, I mean, it used to be the Ides of March, right? On the 15th of March, you had to have your taxes done. Now they made it to the 15th of April, so you got a little bit more time, and spring comes and you're feeling a little bit better at that point. But if you need to find out more about how to get your taxes done, certainly you can call 211 to find out where to go. Is that correct?
that's correct.
And they don't do your taxes for you there, but they tell you where you can go to have them
Right.
done. Now, how are you also partnering with ARP, or is this how does that work?
We partner with ARP. We have, at some sites, ARP does the same site but different days than when the Cash Coalition does taxes. But we partner with them.
You're all
We share
working
resources,
together.
volunteers, equipment. We all work together to ensure that free tax preparation is
Yeah.
as widespread as possible in the capital region.
Boy, I'm so glad mine are done. I'll tell you. Did you get yours done?
Not yet. March 27th, I'm going to an AARP site.
I didn't do mine either, so
You didn't do yours either?
we're slacking right now.
Oh my goodness!
Want to make sure everyone else gets theirs done first.
Good.
Well, we're doing taxes. This is
This is good.
We're out doing taxes
They're
yesterday,
so
today,
busy
and
doing this, they didn't
other
have time to
people's
do their own taxes. But I'm sure you'll get them done in time. And they always say, you know, file early, and you know, no one else can use your Social Security number if you do that. So that's a good thing, right? And So who needs to file? Does everybody? No. If you don't have any income, you don't have to file, right?
Technically, if you're under the filing threshold, you don't have to file.
What is the filing threshold? Do you know?
It all depends on if you're single, married.
Okay.
There's different tiers
Okay.
for different living situations. The important thing is that some people, while they don't have to file, we suggest that sometimes they do file because that allows their Social Security number not to be used by someone else. And if they find out if they have some credit that they just don't know about.
Well,
that they're
it's
eligible
interesting.
for.
I talked to a woman who said, "Oh, I never file," and I go, "You never file your taxes? You're working. I work next to you." And she says, "Well, they take so much out of my pay. I figured they got enough money." That's a true story.
Education.
It's a true story. It's like, but you might get something back. You know?
Right, and that's it. We have a lot of people that are on Social Security disability who think, oh, I don't have to file because I'm not working, but a lot of them may be
Because they take money
eligible.
taxes out of your Social
they
Security.
do,
Yeah.
and they might be eligible for earned income tax credit.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but they're entitled to it.
So aren't we glad that we have them on every year so we know all about these little things about taxes? But in order to pay your taxes, you need a job. So our next guest is going to tell you how to get a job.